Clarets TV doing another monthly update with Chairman Steve Shaw, and I think we still would have been playing at this time if the season had continued, Steve. So, how are you?
Well, I hope we're still. Well, either we'd won the title by now, or actually we were in the playoffs. So yeah, it would have been good to be still playing. But yeah.
So, how are you in this very weird long off season at the club?
I'm really good. It's given us a really good opportunity to get a few things sorted out. It's really given us a setup it's brought us time to do things. You know, we brought in more team. We're getting everything organised for pre-season. We've got pre-season sorted. We've got a good squad. You know, discussions for the squad for next season are going really well. And it's given us time. You know, I want to do some stuff with the clubhouse, so I've had people in to look at that. I don't think it'll all be in. One of the things that not just COVID, but obviously Brexit's also impacted is your ability to get materials. I don't know if anybody else has tried getting anything in. It's really massive delays on everything. So I wanted a new carpet. I've been told at least 3 months I'm going to have to wait. Hadn't realised that. So we'll still be the old one, but we will be getting a new one. And we just, you know, there's loads of stuff we want to do. And we've also got this idea now, and will be launched. Well, I imagine when this goes out, it'll have been launched yesterday, which will be the Euros. So we've got this initiative of doing something for the Euros to get the club, you know, generate some income for the club, but also get the club together. So there's loads and loads of stuff going on. And in a way, not having football playing is making it a little bit easier.
Okay. And in the programme, you were doing a little update and grading on the Clarets 10 Vision update. What's your current grade on the Clarets 10 Vision?
Where do I think we are? Well, I get mixed response on this. Last time I did it, I said I felt I was like 2 out of 10. Everybody said, "You must be joking." We made massive progress. You know, we've got the academy set up. You know, we've got a much more. You know, we're moving towards sustainability in terms of the business model. You know, and things are working. So, you know, you're being hard. I was being hard on myself. So we're probably about 6, 7 out of 10 now in terms of our journey. We're starting the process now, setting up the Chelmsford City Football Club Foundation to get a lot more of our, you know, community work and really get us out there in terms of that. And so, you know, we're doing well. But I think it's, you know, I mean, we really want to grow that, and I think that's going to be a real priority over the summer. We've engaged lawyers to set up the charity and help us build and make sure we get all the right stuff. We've spoken to the National League Foundation, and they're very supportive. And I think it'd be a great way for the club to go forward. And I'm already talking to the guy. I've got a meeting set up with some of the guys at Columbus School, for example, to talk about how we can work with them and help them with what we're doing. So we're just doing so much. And I almost go back to what I said, you know, 2 or 3 years. You know, I remember 18 months ago apologising for the fact that we weren't making progress because it was all stuck with me. I think the vision's still there, but fortunately, because we've now got more and more resources on board, it's now not getting stuck with me. And I think, therefore, we're going to make a lot of progress in a relatively short period of time, and that's really exciting for the club. And I think, we're really getting there. I'm very, very confident about our Clarets 10 Vision. I know the one that most of the fans who will look at this will be most interested in is, are we still on track to get to the Football League? And I believe we are, because I think that what we're doing is very much building a strong grassroots connection and a strong capability and evolution of progression through this club. And I think that will gradually attract more and more people. It's kind of interesting as you move towards that. I know lots of people keep referencing, oh, you know, we've got a much diminished budget. Well, it's about value for me. And I think there's a lot of overpaid players in a lot of clubs, and you know, it seems this year it's going to be, or rather next season, it's who can spend the most, Havant or Dorking, given if you've looked at some of their signings recently. But as we all know, spending the money doesn't deliver the results necessarily. I think being hungry to win, having a great team performance does. Do we think that Messi and Ronaldo will play well together? Some people now say, sod all about football, Steve, because obviously they would. But I don't think so. If you have too many stars, it's they're almost fighting to who takes the penalties and who scores the most. And it's not about that. It's about a team performance. And I think that's where we need to go.
Yeah, and going on to that, I suppose it's more Robbie's side, but we've got almost a full 11 signed up now. So we've done our business very early in that respect. What do you make of the first?
I think as Robbie set out in his thing, and he and I talk regularly about this, which is it's about we want a spine of experienced players. Yeah, if you and that's what we've got. We've got Robbie, Mickey Elliott. I now have to be careful about who else we've announced so far. Obviously, Tom in his role as captain is fantastic. I know Robbie referenced it yesterday, but honestly, the bit that springs to my mind was just before the end of the first half in the Billericay game. We just scored again, and Tom's picking up the ball, going, "Come on, let's get back, let's go at them again." And I love that. That was he's so passionate about what we do at Chelmsford, obviously a local lad, and just always gives 100%. And I think that's really important, But at the same time, what you've got to do is you've got to bring through and develop your younger talent. And that's what we're trying to do. And there's a load of people. I know we haven't announced everybody yet. I've got another couple to sign next week, I think. Of those people at the younger end, who we see as having potential. And I know Robbie almost in his thing described them as, other people's missed opportunities. I like to think that coming to us. And I saw, I've seen some of them play. So I saw Louis Dunn play the other week, and we were a bit short. He kind of played in defence, and it's like, well, hang on, he's not a defender. He was fantastic. His ability to read the situation was fantastic. I thought he was a defender. I was like, who's that? He said, that's Louis. I said, what's he doing there? Well, unfortunately, we didn't have enough defenders, so he stood in. And I've seen Callum play, and I think these guys are enjoying it. And I think one of the things that's resonated a bit to me has been how many of the players in their interviews have said, I'm really enjoying my football. And I think that's important. I think if you enjoy it, then you try harder, and we will get the results. Everybody said, well, I don't care. I imagine maybe a fan might go, I don't care if they enjoy it as long as they win. But I think you need to do both. And
you mentioned some of the academy players coming through into the first team, with Sam Kingston signed up as sort of backup goalkeeper. And I don't know if you saw the Ipswich, who we lost to, actually made the semi-finals of the FA.
I've been following it through, and they were 1-0 up at half time. That shows you how much I was following it.
And they lost 2-1 to Liverpool. So they were a tough outfit.
Yeah. So what sort of advert? I think the thing I was most proud of in that game is we were 5-0 down, and we were still trying. Those heads in those guys never went down, and you can't ask for any more than that. And I think, for me, that's one of the things about last season, is actually at no point, we may have lost, but at no point did that team stop trying. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's important, is they try hard, and that's all you can ask of people, is to do your best. And if you keep doing your best, you will come out on top in the end.
And going with the academy, is there going to be more trials this summer, and the partnership with Molsham going to carry on?
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a full group of lads starting next September at Molsham as our second year of our academy. So yeah, that's going great guns.
Okay, and we've had a few inquiries already. A few clubs have put it out, but about season tickets. What's the latest news on that?
Season tickets, end of this month, I will put something out about season tickets. I'm really sorry, been organising lots of different things, but you should get an announcement about that towards the end of this month. I've actually had some people on Twitter contacting me about it, saying what's happening about season tickets. Part of this is I really want to show those that didn't ask for a refund to give them some value out of that. I know we've already stated that we'll give them their pre-season friendlies. So actually, we're looking to announce maybe half a dozen of those in the next few days. So I think, and we're looking to have at least 4 home friendlies as part of that against decent opposition. So it's so hard in these things not to give the thing away, and you've got to announce these things properly. Recently coming out, oh, by the way, we're playing Crystal Palace on the 24th of July. I just can't do that, can
I? So the pre-season schedule, is that coming together at the moment? Don't give it any fixtures.
Yeah, to be honest, there's only one spot to fill. We've got 8 games lined up. Did I mention we're potentially playing Crystal Palace on the 24th of July? And that's great. So yeah, we're very excited about the games we've got against good opposition, a variety of opposition as well, and half the games at home. So should be really, really great for fans and really get behind the team. And before that, we got the Euros as well. So I'd like to see lots of fans down at the EMG Inspire Stadium to watch the Euros. So that's going to be very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Bob Sykes, well-known supporter and sponsor, sent me a few questions. We covered a bit of the pre-season, which he asked me about. But he also wanted to know if there was if the plans for the reserve team were still going ahead.
Yeah, that's progressing. We're waiting. We've been waiting on the Essex FA to give us approval. One of the things we're looking to do is, rather than just set it up directly as a Chelmsford City Reserves, we're looking to work with someone to set up almost a new club, so that actually what that means is you don't have the issue around promotion. Obviously, what happens at the moment is if you're a reserve team, your ability to be promoted and to go through the leagues is very limited. So what we decided was, rather than just set up a Chelmsford City Football Club Reserves, we'll partner with another team to use that as part of the thing. And hopefully, once we get that approved, they've put in to enter a league. Hopefully that will all get approved by the end of this month, and we'll be ready to go with that.
So a bit like the Coggeshall Town and Coggeshall United situation.
Exactly that kind of approach, yes. Just because you don't have the issues with promotion.
And also, and you've been chatting with National League chief executive, I think, isn't he, Mark Ives?
General manager Mark Ives.
General manager.
Yeah, well, and we hoped to put that out last week, and so we did a great interview. He came down to the MG Inspire Stadium, and we had a really good chat, and we covered it all. The bit that didn't work out so well is the ground crew where Adam was scarifying the pitch, and we thought it was quite noisy, but we thought we'd get away with it. When we listened to it back, it was too noisy and too distracting, and really pulled away from what Mark had to say. So Mark, bless him, he was like, no, look, I'm more than happy to come down again. So we're just rescheduling when he's going to come again and get his input on that. I'm just really keen that we create talk to people who are interesting, who've got something to say, and we do it in what is for them a safe environment. I'm not an investigative journalist going to ask difficult questions. You just want to introduce the person. Mark had some great recollections of his previous times, actually, at New Riddle Street, when he was in his refereeing days. So that was quite amusing, and I won't spoil it by sharing it with you now. So I'll leave that to when you get to see the video of Mark.
Yeah, so I didn't. It's good to know, because we didn't know. People won't know about his background, that he's been in football for a long time.
Oh, he loves non-league football. Oh yeah, he refereed us when then he was a league referee. So and he actually said he still does some refereeing at a lower level. So he said he's not quite as mobile as he used to be. But yeah, and I think that's what's nice. I think that's what we want to do, is be friendly and sort those things out.
Bob also wanted to know if there was any discussion about the structure of the league next year, whether there was still going to be 21 teams and 1 relegation place, and if that was the same.
They haven't announced anything on that, and I didn't ask him that question, so not sure. But I assume it will be staying the same for next season.
Okay. And also, there's a bit of changes in the Chelmsford City board that is going to be announced.
Yeah, no. So Mansell's done a fantastic job for the board, for the club over the years. He's decided to step down, and he's done a great job. And I hope to, he's still going to be around, and you'll still see him at the games and stuff. Obviously, the statement's gone out, and he has written off a large amount of money and really helped the club through some very difficult times. I know they were in deep trouble when he took over, and he helped keep the club going. So he's been a fantastic servant for the club. So and we'll see him back. But we are going to make some changes, and we're moving forward as a club, and on we go. That shouldn't make any difference to what we're trying to achieve. We set out 2 years ago. Here's our Clarets 10 vision. We're going to be, by this summer there'll be 8 years left, and we're still going. So we just want people on that journey with us.
Okay, Steve, thanks very much for your time this morning, and we'll catch up with you in another month when football will only be a couple of weeks away, hopefully.
Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. All right, thanks, Ben.